Where do I start? They say life imitates art. I'm trying to paint a picture. Paint a picture that's licking you scripture. I ain't just another nigga. Another nigga with a dream. It seems we finally made him all believe. A dream to be the reason we come to achieve. The life that we would all kill for, even die for. High score, so sick, sick and tired.
My G baby boy, Alfredo Burgesson. How you like that? Uh-oh. What's wrong?
Did I
You need
dangle
more
a
cord?
bit?
No, I need more cord.
Okay.
Boom, there's some cord for you. You need some cord?
Quit bragging on my cord, man.
You need some cord, bro? You need your cord?
I think you're live now, right?
Yeah. The live is on. Facebook Live, we here. Our Facebook Live is on. Duane, come sit with us, bro.
Let's go.
Come sit with us.
Excited.
Come sit. Yeah, you are. Yeah, he's excited. A special guest.
L-I-V-E.
A special guest. He not on the mic today, though. But we investing in new microphones, and I don't want to have any guests on the show until we have upgraded our equipment. I'm being serious, you guys.
I appreciate
You
your
guys don't
professionalism.
believe me. You guys don't believe me, but I'm being very serious today. Duane, let me check your mic, Papa. Talk to me.
Yo,
Talk to me, big guy. How you feeling?
not good, but sorry. Don't matter.
No, it does matter.
Yo,
Unless you don't want to
I'm
get
good.
into it. You blessed.
My head hurts, that's all.
Okay.
Oh my
It's just
God.
normal shit for me.
Duane got a headache, but he's happy. He's here. He's smiling.
Yeah.
He got his, who's it? Bobbito?
Bobbito Garcia, Full Court 21, Canada.
I don't know who that is, but he got a cool name.
He's like an original, like hip hop originator. Like have you ever heard those guys reference Stretch and Bobbito on like any of the podcasts?
Stretch and Bobbito sounds familiar.
So they had like the first hip hop radio show in New York.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Very familiar.
So
How did you say that?
Bobbito is actually also just coincidentally like a street ball legend. So
Really?
he's a dope hip hop dude, but he's one of those like M1
Awesome.
type
Nice.
players.
Nice.
And he started this tournament called Full Court 21, where you play 21 full court, and 21 for Canadians is St. Mary's.
Oh, yes.
So, but instead of half court, they play it full court. And
Ooh.
it started in New York, then he's got it all over the States, and then they brought it to Halifax 2 years ago, I believe. I played in it. The first year was in Halifax.
Did you
Nice.
win?
No. That was my game too, so I was heartbroken. But it's all right.
You live to play another day.
Yeah.
Good.
Now I'm just old. So
You been on the court lately?
yeah, I was their last name.
Good. You bust some ass or what? Okay.
I had a couple highlights, but then my body just was like, yeah, you need to.
But you got some couple highlights.
That's
in, though.
all
Yeah,
I get my highlights, and I'm like, I'm just gonna rest for a
That's
little
it.
bit.
That's it. No, man. You know yourself though. You know better. So you're a very
You
smart
gotta know
man.
you're still good for it one time.
That's exactly it. I'm like, yeah,
Could I?
Get a couple buckets
just
out there.
so you know, I'm just gonna do that, and then
Yeah.
they're like, fuck, and then I fall back.
Yeah. Smarty. Get yours early, and then you can just coast for the rest of the day. Now listen to the wise
Strategy.
man. Listen what the wise man has to say.
It didn't work in Full Court 21 though. You actually have to shoot to win against 5 or 6 guys, one against
That sounds
all.
awful.
It was very hard.
I don't think I understand the game.
Oh.
And or like heard of said version.
So it's basically you take like 6 players all at once, and all of you are playing against each other to score.
So it's 1-on-5.
It's basically So,
Every possession.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can't shoot, you basically are like, I'm trying to drive through traffic on every basket.
Okay.
No.
So what's the incentive to ever pass to anybody?
You don't.
You
pass.
just don't. You just like wrestle it
It's
at
everyone, every man for themselves, every person for themselves.
Interesting.
Right.
And you against however many other people on the court, and you got to get to 21 first.
Right, and I'm playing against 18-year-olds. There was a 40-year-old. There was like people of all ages and skill levels.
Duane was out there getting
Who were
buckets.
the
Get
most
buckets.
devastating offensive threats?
So
What a question.
I want to know.
the kid that won, they called him.
What's this kid? Okay.
Devastating offensive
wow.
threats.
They called him King Julius.
Ooh.
And
It's a serious name.
funnily enough, his dad came to Moments and Culture, so I
he
became a
did.
fan.
Very awesome.
Of course.
His dad was the 40-year-old who played in the tournament too, and King Julius. I felt like I'm just gonna put it out there. I felt like I was the only one that was D'ing him up proper.
Right.
But I can't defend every single person. I had to recover.
That's what LeBron
And
life must feel like.
When I didn't D him up,
Trying to do everything.
this dude was just draining threes.
Buckets.
Wow.
And I was like, see, this is why I need to work on my jump shot. So he had a good handle, and he'd just shake guys up.
Buckets.
Three. And
Bucks.
I'd be like,
Man.
So you went out there and locked him up though.
frustrated. Yeah.
And then your knees said no.
But I just couldn't, man. I
Yeah.
couldn't. So, yeah.
Hoop talk. This is a basketball podcast when we want it to be. Damn it, that's how it goes down. Welcome everybody to the Changing the Narrative podcast, episode 28. 28. Alfredo's in the building. Young Alfred Burgesson. We welcome him. He's also a fly on the wall. That's the term for the person who comes to the show and doesn't have a mic but just comes to hang out. You're a fly on the wall. So welcome, Alfred Burgesson.
Pretty comfy.
Yeah, he's cozy on the sectional right now with the Avondoni paintings behind him. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, man. Alfred, thank you for coming. I'm also here with the kind young gentleman who was telling you all about his basketball skills. He goes by the beautiful name of
Duane Jones.
Yes, he is. And across from Duane is one of my favorite people, my favorite smart
Hi,
ladies.
Terrence.
Don't you love how it sounds when it comes out of her mouth, though?
Yeah. Radio voice Lolo.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Lolo, welcome.
Did you guys know that means penis in St. Lucia?
Did you? Yeah.
That's why I keep saying it.
Thank
I
you,
love
Kale.
that we keep using it despite knowing that that's what it means.
I think that's what makes it great.
But I completely agree.
Yeah.
I'm not offended.
You just got to.
And my name is Lauren Sears.
Her name is Lauren Sears. You can also call her Lolo. That is penis in St. Lucia, so beware of
I will respond.
Well, she'll respond, but just make sure you are cognizant of who else might be around, because if you just walk down the street, you don't know penis in St. Lucian.
Look out.
Don't do that.
Careful what you wish for, you know?
Yeah, that's facts.
Guys just start pulling the pants down.
Yeah, the power of the tongue, eh? Watch what you ask for. Topics for later on. I like that one. A few housekeeping things before we get too much into the show. Today we're live streaming this episode on Facebook. Welcome our Facebook audience. Thank you for joining us.
What up?
This is a thing. We're trying to find a way to be more interactive with the listeners. Because, again, we just talk and we're like, how do we speak to people? Got stuff to say. So, like, how do we find ways to speak to the people and the people speak to us? So, if you're on the Facebook Live, make sure you comment. Make sure you tell us how you feel. We can't see it or comment back right now, but we will. And we appreciate you and we thank you now for sharing how you felt. What else is going on? We're still waiting for Spotify approval. There's a really long backlog of people trying to get their podcasts on Spotify, but they haven't gotten to the best one. And once they get to the best one, they'll give us the A-OK. We'll be right at the top where we need to be. So we're just letting you guys know when we have more updates, we will fill you in. Today I was on the YouTube channel putting all the promotional videos that we've created so far. So we're trying to get the Change the Narrative Podcast YouTube channel on point. So make sure that you're there. Change the Narrative Podcast on YouTube. We got our full episodes. We got a little 1-minute snippets. We got a little 11-minute snippets.
I like your fun 1-minute snippets, by the way.
Do you?
So thank you very much for making them, because I think they're fun.
Thank you.
They're pretty cool.
Well, I'm trying to find, like we made the really hilariously like silly ones at the beginning. But I was like, these are a lot of fun to make, but I'm really trying to get the message out of what we're talking about. In an hour and a half, we talk about so many things.
I have to say, like, those are really effective because people have reshared them and I post them or make comments because they get really to the core of certain topics.
Right.
And that's important.
Yeah, I had actually the video I posted today about the perspective of therapy in the Black community. And there was a few comments both on Instagram and on Facebook. So much love to everybody who's sharing, and that's why we do the podcast. That's why we put it out in little bits, because again it's 90 minutes long. So Got to bring new people in. We give you 60 seconds, and then boom, we give you a taste. You like it, you come see what's going on. So, where you find us at SoundCloud, YouTube, Facebook, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts. Download and subscribe on Apple Podcasts first and foremost, because that's where all the money balls is at. I talked to Mike Tanner today. He's working on our website. We got another update. So we got some comments to share.
That's exciting.
Thank you, Mike Tanner, for being incredible and helping build what this beautiful thing is that we love to do.
Oh, I've been listening to Mike's podcast, Riding in Cars with Cats, I think. That's what it's called.
I thought we had a good name.
Yeah,
there you go.
I gotta say, I enjoyed it.
That is a really good name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Riding in Cars with Cats.
I believe that's what I don't want to quote it wrong, but it is something of that to that effect.
It's great. Check him out, Mike Tanner, One Red Cat. He hosted PodCamp.
Yes.
And you're doing Social Media Day.
Yeah.
In Halifax. That's this week, right?
This week, yeah, this Friday.
Boom.
From what I hear, they sold out. There's like 260 people coming or something like
Wow.
that.
Jeez.
So,
Where's that at?
It's at the Scotia Bank Theater, Cineplex, or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, the one in Bears Lake?
Yeah, in Bears Lake.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool,
So
man.
we're going to do a panel.
Let's say, if you didn't get your tickets, too damn bad, because you can't get them now. Yeah. Good, man.
Yeah.
Have fun. Well, if maybe you can, so check it out, Social Media Day Halifax. If you can maybe get some tickets, get some. Yeah. Tomorrow, though, we have another cool event that's going on. Tomorrow is technically going to be today when everybody hears this. So
that's right.
Today, when you hear this episode, there's an event going on at Common Good Solutions. Lauren's going to tell you more about it because I love her voice.
So P4G is hosting an event in partnership with CGS, who are donating the space, and Tatabrew is going to be there.
Yeah.
I don't think Tatabrew's been at a
What's Tatabrew?
Tatabrew Brewery. How dare you?
I heard they have some.
Welcome to the party, Duane.
I heard they're gonna have some free beer samples.
Yeah, there's gonna be some Tatabrew samples. They just turned, I think, 4 yesterday.
Ooh, congratulations, Tatabrew.
Yes. Very excited to have a chitty chat with Tatabrew.
Yeah.
Having had a cottage in Tabnagush for 20 odd years with my family. Ooh. Yeah, it wasn't until Tatabrew moved to Main Street that a lot of the economic development that's happened in the last year and a half has happened.
Okay.
So since they came to town, I'm theorizing that because the brewery is a 24/7 business, there's always traffic coming in and out. So they needed to hire some young people.
Tatabros.
Yep. And Tatabros. And then they expanded and they made their storefronts look amazing.
Yeah.
And so now the rest of Main Street's kind of like, well, we want to be cute like Tatabrew.
Damn right
and now there's
you
more
do.
traffic.
Right.
There was what they called an economic mini boom.
Ooh.
That happened in Tabnagush in like about a year ago, where 10 new businesses launched, all started by like young families.
Sheesh.
A lot of that had relocated to Tabnagush.
Nice.
So Main Street looks a lot different. There's a lot more activity. And for like the first time in 20 odd years, it looks a little different. So I've been told they're calling Tabnagush the new Mahone Bay.
So, you know what?
High praise.
Yeah, like that's what.
High
okay,
praise.
so I went to that part of the province for the first time really last year, and I was surprised at how young and kind of like hipster-ish it was. And I'm finding that very interesting now that young people are starting to set up in these more rural areas, or more, not necessarily rural, but like
They are definitely like, I mean, a lot more rural than
urban. Yeah, not a city.
Yeah,
Like not
no.
Yeah.
But it's in an interesting spot because it's not really that far away from Truro. So, and Truro's like in the center, so I can get to Tabnagush from here in under 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like well under 2 hours. So, all of that to say, Tatabrew is going to be in the house.
Yeah.
And Placemaking 4G is launching our #WhyHERE campaign. Yes. So Terrence put together an amazing video for us. So if you check out
Terrence Telemedia.
Yes, thank
Check
you.
him out. TerrenceTelemedia.com.
Yes.
I don't know who he is, but he makes videos, and sometimes they be entertaining, and I hope you enjoy
And sometimes
them.
he forgets to put his own logo at the end of the
Isn't that
video
something?
to take credit.
Isn't that
And so
something?
that's why I need to help him promote himself.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Lolo.
So we have an intro video. We want to capture everybody's stories about why they love living in this region. And we're obviously kicking off in Halifax because that's where we live. So tomorrow at CGS, We're going to have Terrence set up with maybe a couple other people helping him out. Doing some video. We want to capture your stories if you're there, if you'd like to share. And that will be hosted after a panel that obviously our host will be hosting for us, moderating. And there's
who's on the panel, Lauren?
Yeah. Who? Well, you were on the call, so it's going to be myself and my business partners Bradley Day and Matt Thompson.
Yeah.
And then either Christiane or Matt from
Christiane.
Okay, it's gonna be Christiane. Awesome.
Yeah.
So Christiane from Tatabrew.
Yeah.
And
the young gentleman sitting in the corner.
And Alfred Burgesson.
The coachy coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
bro.
Terrence is gonna ask us some awesome questions, and then we're gonna, it won't be too long, and then there'll be brews and stories to be shared.
Yeah.
So it's another Halifax Social Network event.
Yeah.
Those are always a good time.
Shouts to the crew and listen, congratulations. As we're talking about you, I see the smile on your face right there. That's the one I love right there. Congratulations to the young man, Alfred Burgesson. I saw today, you are the newest member of the Halifax Social Network.
That's right.
Congratulations, Pop. Congratulations, man.
That team is growing.
It's building. It's building, and it's got some beautiful faces over there, and some really smart people, and some strong young black men. Former athletes creating businesses. Retired athletes.
Former.
Creating businesses and bringing the people of the city of Halifax together. Halifax. Alfred Burgesson of Halifax Collective, City of Halifax. Shit, I was supposed to say that before. Shit, I forgot. Well, I'm just gonna shout you out again. He's doing dope things. Check him out on the Instagram. If you don't know him, I don't know what you're doing in the city. I don't know who you are, what you're doing, but if you don't know about AB, you better learn today. So that's what's going on. That's the event. Common Good Solutions. What time?
7:30.
7:30, 5557 Kennard Street.
Yes.
We'll see y'all there. We're trying to pack it. We're trying to pack the place.
And you know what?
Tell the fire marshal come and kick us all out because we got a 2 bumping in there.
I'll mention this briefly, but we'll talk about it next week. And if you can't come to that party tomorrow, Common Good Solutions is hosting a party on the 28th.
Of course you are.
As well, to launch our documentary called The Social Shift.
Yes.
So check out thesocialshift.ca.
Yeah.
It's a bitchin' documentary. Yeah. It's probably going to make you cry.
Yeah.
And if you're not jazzed at the end of it, you don't have a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And
shouts to Megan Marie.
Be there too. And Jose.
And Joey.
Yes.
Yeah. Squad.
They killed it.
Squaddies.
So yeah, I'll talk about that next week. But
Squaddy in the build. Yo, that's our team too. That's kind of crazy.
What?
The CGS squad
There's lots of fun to be had. And
we look like the Golden State Warriors right now. I won't lie.
We got a little bit in like every area. We're starting to get there.
Everything. We're gonna
have our environmental game though. That's what I think.
We got a squad out there.
Who's the Draymond Green though?
The lockdown defender with the bad attitude. Ooh. Who would that be?
Dave Upton.
I'm not throwing none of my new co-workers under the bus. Nope, not me. What are we going to talk about this week? Shit, a lot of things happened. These are some things that we're not going to even have time to talk about, but Jay Z and Beyonce album dropped. So a surprise album. Yeah. Saturday. Nas album, Nas and Kanye dropped on Friday. What else? That's it. Those are the...
Did you listen to the Nas?
I listened to it.
Did you listen to it?
I didn't get a chance to yet.
I did.
Okay, so it's been I haven't listened to it because I'm still on my thing.
Yeah, good.
But it's been polarizing. Some people are like, it's his worst thing ever. So other people are like, it's his best ever.
Listen, how do you make decisions like that in a matter of listening to something once or twice or 3 or 4 times? Like,
right.
That's like, people make these. Nas says so much shit. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna it's too much substance. You have to. So
it has to marinate.
Yeah, those. Yeah,
I've heard that too.
Yeah, people. So you can't make those just like. Yeah.
Is that a rash decision in your mind?
I don't know.
Or you feel like no one can make like a yay or nay?
On music, it's very hard to, and someone with the complexity in their subject matter as a Nas, like it's very hard to. Back before they used to like. The publications would get the album like months and months in advance and like write in the Source and XXL magazines and like then people would read about it. But like now it's like it came out and half an hour later there's a think piece on it, and you ain't even heard it but one time.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear it enough really to judge it on first.
That's fair.
It was interesting because Kanye Beats was all over it, so that was a very interesting dynamic. But I don't know.
That's the criticism. He always says they say he doesn't have good beats. So
Right.
with a Kanye produced album, you think in theory.
Maybe you should listen to it and find out.
I think my band might be over. I was listening
Tiana
to
Taylor shit's coming out this week. You might want to do that.
I was listening to Charlamagne's take on it, and about some of the hypocrisy involved in people who are boycotting Kanye, and I was like, he has a valid point. I'm open to criticism and changing my perspective on things.
Good.
Personally, it just doesn't feel right now, but I get that it's hypocritical to ban myself from listening to Kanye, but then listen to somebody else who's an admitted murderer or something else.
Or shopping at Walmart.
Or whatever.
And buying Nikes.
Right. So, there's lots of people doing worse things than Kanye who I still listen to.
We choose to be outraged about very interesting things depending on how if Kanye's music was food,
Right.
it's different.
Right.
But it's some music. I don't have to listen to it.
Yeah.
And then but we're still like, oh, I want to.
Yeah.
Listen, take them Nike sneakers off your feet if you want to be so outraged about.
You basically have to be walking around naked, not own anything, not because everything you touch has got dirt attached to it. So
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, huh? So that was a quick little topic snippet.
Sorry,
but nah, that was great. I liked it. We got it in there quickly. What the hell did you guys do this week? Oh no, sorry. We're actually going to talk about. Oh, we are going to talk about the Jay Z Beyonce album.
Well, I don't know. You
It's
mentioned
on there,
it, and so
yeah.
I wrote it down.
But
We just kind of I should say we just listened to it. So if we were going based on your said,
Nah, I don't think we got enough juice.
it's all good.
Yeah.
I do have a perspective on it, a little bit.
Okay.
I think it's a brilliant.
Okay, so are we gonna get there, or are we gonna?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's talk about it, but let's. Do you want to do it now?
Yeah,
Just do it
for
now.
me,
Do
it's
it
just
now.
quick.
Okay.
So regardless of whether the album's good or not, which I heard bits of it and I actually do like it so far.
Okay.
But the idea, they're describing this as the third piece in a trilogy. So
Yes.
Lemonade being first, where
Yep.
Beyonce rips Jay a new one.
Yeah.
444, where Jay is apologetic and ingratiates himself back to his wife and says he's a fuck up. Mm-hmm. And then to this third one where they come together and say we've mended, and I think it's brilliant the way they did that.
I heard a story that they were actually working on this album first,
And that wouldn't surprise me.
and then Jay Z got to acting a fool.
Oh, and they were like, we better take a couple steps backwards and start again.
So the project got put on hold, and then she
Got
made
it.
Lemonade, and
Right.
apparently Jay Z was in the studio with her the whole time while she was making Lemonade.
Yeah, because she probably needed her muse sitting right there to be like,
I'm gonna
use this as fuel.
I'm about to cut your throat,
And
sucker.
that's
Yeah.
what people will say they love about it, because like Jay is there the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's like you just gotta suck this
Yeah.
up.
yeah, totally.
Yep, you did the dirt. You got to sleep in your bed. So yeah, it is smart.
Yeah.
that is smart. I like it.
Yeah.
Power couple. That's
Yeah.
I mean shit.
Right.
That's an empire.
a power couple
Yeah.
to the
I mean, I
nth
guess,
degree.
guys.
Black excellence, baby.
You know, I guess.
Oh Lord.
How do you define success, really?
Yeah, it's all relative. Yeah,
cool,
whatever.
all the
No, kind of amazing.
Cool all the things
Just
they
a
do.
little bit.
It's cool all the stuff they do outside of music though, which I commemorate. Is that the word? Commemorate? That's the right word.
Finish your sentence.
I
Use it in a sentence.
I commemorate them for doing things outside of music. Like that's really cool that
Commend.
they do. Is it,
I
Yeah,
commend them.
No, commemorate is like to remember.
Yeah.
okay.
Like, and
so kind of, but not really.
like I think about like Remembrance Day when I think about commemorating.
Commemorate. Ah,
Yeah.
yes, you're right. See, learning. Thank you guys
Yeah.
for helping me learn new words and use them properly. I commend them.
Lessons of the week.
Yeah, see,
There we
learning
go.
new words.
There we go.
Yeah, it's pretty cool what they do. They're fucking awesome. So now let's get into our actual weeks. What did we do? What did you guys do this week? We're 24 minutes in. I love this. This is a really great conversation, and we ain't even really started the show yet. Lauren, what'd you do?
Let me look at my calendar.
Let me see what I did.
Is this?
Duane, what'd you do?
So, you know what? I have a habit of being too transparent about shit. So, I don't know. I'm just going to go there anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
So, my boss called me out on my productivity. I don't know if I mentioned that last time.
Okay.
Dude, we didn't really get into it or anything.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so he called me out on my productivity at work. So, what I did was I took the criticism and I decided to document what I'm working on. And I actually looked at it from a selfish perspective. I was like, you know what? I need to know. I said this in January. I need to know what I'm working on, what I'm not working on, so I can be more productive.
Right.
So him like pointing out that I couldn't really explain what I was working on when he kind of expected me to have certain things done, like was the kick that I needed to step my shit up. So what I did was start documenting my stuff. So I give him a report every week now. I'm just like, this is what I did.
Boom.
And I don't know if my productivity really increased, but the perception that it
Or
increased.
maybe you didn't know that you know, maybe just having the more detail lets him understand that you are accomplishing some things where he perceived that perhaps that you weren't delivering, but you actually were.
Right.
So that happens all the time.
Right, because now I could say, well, this thing right here took longer than I thought it would, which is why this particular day, you see, I only accomplished 3 things. And so
Well, you must feel better about that then.
it made me feel a lot better. My stress level came down a bit.
Good.
So, yeah, that's pretty much been my week. But, like, I don't know, too, like, I haven't had much time in the evenings to work on Art Pays Me or even podcast stuff.
Yeah, because you've been busy.
I'm like,
I could feel it.
yeah, so I really just need to get in a spot where I can get back on a steady working thing again. So, anyway, so that's it.
So you're grinding.
I'm grinding, but I'm also, like, this whole weight gain and fitness thing, like, I have to make sure that I work out. So,
Bro.
yeah, but that also takes away from my work time. My Art Pays Me work time. So, it's frustrating. But I need it. So,
Knowing you have to exercise, but then because it'll make you more productive, but then knowing that you got to work out, which in the instant feels like you're losing productivity.
absolutely.
But in the long game,
It's the long game.
that's what we in it for, Papa.
The long game.
That's
So
what we
that's
in it
what I
for.
keep trying to keep in mind.
There you go.
Yeah.
And we keep reminding you.
Yeah.
Cool. Lauren, what'd you do this week?
Last week's been more partnership, like strategic kinds of meetings. Summer starts, in a lot of respects, starts to slow down, and so it kind of gives you a minute to breathe. Now, that's what Dave always tells me. I feel like summer always picks up again, so at least it has for me. So on that front, it was kind of business as usual, but over the weekend, my sister and I had our 18U Canada Cup tryouts.
Oh.
So...
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
She your coach? She coaches with you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we like to co-coach together.
Double trouble.
Yeah. We're 2 peas in a pod. I really love coaching with Hillary.
Good. Good
And
for
so we
y'all.
had 3 tryouts, 2 hours each.
Oof.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, it was.
Well, because it was so nice this weekend. So it was like, this is the nicest
I
weekend of the
don't
year, and
wanna
I'm in a
be
gym. Are you
inside.
kidding me? Yeah, this isn't a beach tryout. This is indoor.
Was it really
goodness sake.
hot and sweaty in the
Yeah, it
gym
was. It
too?
really was,
Smooth
yeah.
gym?
No, we were at the Mount.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That Smooth gym in the summer is disgusting.
They're all gross. I don't know of any gym that's not like
It's
Yeah.
ass cheeks.
you're like collecting bigger sweat droplets from other people's sweat on your own sweat.
really
And it's
gross. Yeah, it's not cute.
Yeah,
It's
no.
not a good thing.
So we picked our squad. So they're getting
Good.
They got their
Congrats.
emails today, and then we'll start training in 2 weeks. And it's like a quick and dirty 3 weeks. So
Boom.
that's going on. And then I was kind of sick for the last couple of days, so I'm like not.
Yeah. Oh, so shit. We probably should have started with that. That's why
right.
we're 2 days late.
Sorry, guys.
Because
Yeah, how are
Lauren-
you feeling?
Lauren
Like
was
I'm
sick.
alright. I don't know. I've had 2 people today, like without talking to each other, asking about my stomach ulcer. So now I'm like, do I have a stomach ulcer? I don't think so, but maybe.
I hope not.
I hope not.
Shit.
So we will monitor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Pray
I'm
for
feeling,
Lauren.
I'm feeling
Hashtag
like,
pray for Lauren. That's what we put on the Instagram today. Hashtag pray for Lauren.
Pray
that
for
she
Lolo?
get that pray for the penis. Get what you be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. Power
To the penis. JK. All right.
That's what we got an episode title now, right?
Power of the tongue, yeah.
Power to the penis? Is that going to be the episode title? It's the power
Okay, I
of
gotta
something.
get my mind out the gutter, man.
No,
Jeez.
keep it there.
No.
It's more humorous there. It's funny when you hang out there. What did I do this week? Ooh, me and Jesse, me and Uncle Jesse.
Did you guys get to do the thing?
We went to do the thing, and we went.
And was it epic?
Yeah, we got Simpsons tattoos. I
That is epic.
I got Ned Flanders.
Are you gonna show the people?
On the back? Well, they won't be able really to
Well,
see
look
it.
upside down.
But it's there. I got a little Ned Flanders, and Jesse got Hans. I can't remember what it was. Like Hans something.
I didn't even recognize the character.
But because he's dressed like Bart Simpson. That's probably why you're like, who's that guy? He's dressed like Bart Simpson. Hans dressed like Bart Simpson. I got Ned Flanders. They were both waving at each other.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Do you have a favorite Ned Flanders quote?
Oakley Dokley.
Okay,
Classic, of course, classic.
why?
Because I've said Oakley Dokley since I was a child. And he's the nerdy neighbor, and he's very polite, but underneath his little button-up shirt, he got a monster wicked
Oh, you
six
know
pack.
that.
He's hot. Don't.
Yeah.
He's look like a nice guy.
Yeah.
If you fuck with Ned Flanders, it's on.
Yeah.
So don't fuck
Remember when he
with
was in
him.
the play with Marge? And he's screaming, and he's like, Stella! And he like, what was it, Streetcar Named Desire? Come on.
What? Go.
Oh my God.
Well, sorry.
Your favorite character. Anyways, Ned Flanders rips off his shirt in the play, and he starts screaming Stella, but it's like ripped six pack and
Yeah,
Marge
yo.
and Stella. Okay,
Look.
go check your Simpsons.
Yeah, yo. Ned on the low, like Ned, don't fuck with Ned Flanders, because on the low, he'll fuck you up. So that's why I got Ned Flanders. I'd like to be the friendly guy, but
Don't make you go there.
so we're not
Don't make
even
him go there.
gonna go there. That's what I did this week, and I'm settling nicely into my position at CGS. I got my studio set up.
Yes.
We got my little TV with my little click button. Wi-Fi remote, click. We're in there with Steph Pronk, shout out Steph Pronk, making training videos and having fun. Yeah, yo, it's
Hottie Biscotti, Steph Pronk.
yo. My
Hottie-
life is amazing right
Hottie
now.
Biscotti? What's that mean?
Uh-oh.
So it's kind of an inside joke, but anyways,
It's
one of our
outside
summer
now.
students last year wrote a piece about Steph, and we were about to like put it out, and he actually put in it. He's like, Steph Pronk, resident Hottie Biscotti, and like kept writing. I thought it was hilarious. I wanted to submit it. I thought it was great.
Hottie
Biscotti Steph.
Biscotti.
Yeah, little
Somebody
crush.
use that. Somebody use that. That's cool. Hottie Biscotti. Yeah, Steph, we're doing training videos.
Yeah.
CGS is a beautiful place to be. I got some TTN projects that I'm lining up. I got to start planning my my adventure to Scotland.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Because after our 7 days in Scotland, I'm spending an additional 3.5 weeks in Europe. So I got to start planning that trip.
Oh.
Yeah.
100-day field trip? Trip plan?
I mean, look, you don't create these things and then just forget about them. Just because I don't talk about it doesn't mean the pieces ain't moving in the back.
Ask Jonathan to connect you some folks.
Well, I'm going to ask Jonathan then.
I mean, he knows lots of people over there.
Well, I'm just going to ask him then.
You're
Yeah.
gonna do multiple stops. You're just trying to figure out like where you want to go.
I feel like if I'm going to be in Europe and I've never done Europe, I feel like I'm just going to just adventure.
Careful, man.
Well, I know, but if you don't do it, then it'll never be done.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck it, man. YOLO in this bitch. About to see what happens in Europe. So yeah, I'm getting that planned and getting those things in order. Life is good. My sister comes home. She gets knee surgery tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But she comes home this week for the summer. So
I mean, that's awesome, but knee surgery doesn't sound like fun.
I know, not to be all crutched up for the whole summer, but much love to my baby sis. I'll see you soon. You got a lesson for us?
You go for the lesson.
Okay, cool. I got a lesson for us all. Read more books.
Oh yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Read more books.
I think that was part of my New Year's resolution. And I've almost finished 2 books.
Hey.
Haven't finished one. I've almost finished 3, but I haven't quite finished any
Listen,
of
do
them.
you have to finish them all? Was that the goal, or was it to read more?
See, you're asking the real questions here,
See?
Terrence, and
See?
now I need to reevaluate
See?
my priorities.
Listen, if it was read more, you didn't need to finish them.
Okay, well, then that's fair. Then I'm winning.
I'm trying to
But see-
throw you the alley, yo.
Right.
You gotta catch it and finish it, yo.
Yeah, that's the A-type though. You feel
Yeah.
like you gotta finish it. You gotta get. I got like 10 pages left on one book right now, and I'm
Just
like,
can't do
I
it.
just have to finish it because I have. But I feel like I've learned everything I need to learn from the book.
Right.
Right, so you're just like, man.
You're right. So I'm not like.
So you're
hyped.
basically just skipping the credits.
Right, but I'm like, but there's this thing in me that wants to finish.
You have to.
Naturally.
Yeah, you gotta. You gotta. I feel you. I set myself. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of videos. I consume a lot of knowledge-based content, but I don't read a lot of words on paper. So my goal has been to do that more often. I have this beautiful book. It's called The Gifts of Imperfection. Let go of who you think you're supposed to be and embrace who you are. Your Guide to Wholehearted Life. It's by Brené Brown.
Oh, yeah, there it is. She's awesome.
Vulnerability Queen.
You want to show the people the cover of the book?
It's on Oprah's, what's it called?
Oprah's book list or whatever?
Oprah, featured on Super Soul Sundays. Oh, yeah, Oprah got a really dope podcast. Of course, Oprah got a really dope podcast.
What
Super
isn't
Soul Sundays.
dope of
Yeah,
Oprah's?
Oprah's great. This book, man, I'm telling you, I've been, like, highlighting stuff, and, like, it's really making me think about like shame and guilt and vulnerability and like ego.
Fascinating.
It's like, yo, I'm enjoying digging in like this because I be feeling good after. Like, oh, I learned something. I learned something about myself. I know how to make myself better. It don't even feel like a self-help book. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels like information that I need to know. So I'm excited to learn it.
I feel like there's something really interesting about the time that we're in, and maybe it's the age that we're at, but I feel like this is just kind of like a note. But I'm sitting here listening to you talk about this, and I'm like, wow. I don't know that I've ever heard or talked to as many men as I have in the last year or so. And so many of those men are super vulnerable and like honest about their feelings, and most of them have readily admitted this is not the way that they used to go about things.
Nope.
That's just a note.
I'm glad you brought
Interesting time.
Why?
Because I listen to a lot of women-centered media. Like Girl Boss Radio, for instance, is one of my favorite podcasts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I listen to this other one called Being Boss, and it's 2 women entrepreneurs.
Creative
and that's
Hustle.
one of my favorite. Creative Hustle, I listen to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And others. And a lot of them talk specifically about these challenges that women have in business and female entrepreneurs, and
Yeah.
the idea, I'm not going to bring up leaning in, but just the idea of women having these similar challenges. And I'm like, well, I have the same challenges, but then it's always kind of framed that men don't have those challenges. So I always find it interesting, and I think it might be a generational thing that is still being thought of as, because in our generation, we may have had people like, definitely like some of those traditional toxic male thoughts have been drilled into me.
Yep.
And I rejected them, and I think a lot of other men in this generation are the same way.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but
that's what I mean, like to hear about it so much from, I guess, our peers.
Yeah.
And I'd put us in that 25 to 40-ish range.
Yeah.
Age becomes less the older you get. It's a weird thing. I was talking about this weekend. But yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge that because I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
But because I am not male, I am so curious to learn more about that side of the reflection of the issues that women experience. Like, I feel like that's the opposite side of. So.
Yeah, I had a conversation. This was like 2 weeks ago. I cried my face off. Like, I had this was the best cry I've ever had.
And was it the ugliest?
It was disgusting. I had seen the ugly cry.
Yeah.
I didn't
Right.
know what it felt like.
But it feels good. Though.
Oh, it felt so good.
Yeah.
And it's, again, like this toxic masculinity, like men are supposed to be this. And I grew up around so many women, my mother and her basketball teams, and like my family, and there's way more women than, like, it's like 90-10.
Yeah.
So I think for me, like, the ability to communicate this type of stuff is something that I'd much rather have these conversations with women, and I have struggles with communicating these things with men because, and especially from like my university basketball days and like seeing toxic masculinity like at its fucking prime.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then going to X and then like being even more heightened, and then watching how people like really feel like they're this superior, like, because we fucking dribble basketball. No, so like there's like male ego, there's like that sports, and you're just like, none of this shit is real.
Nope.
And it doesn't.
Oh, it's such a bubble.
And
when you're in it,
you don't know how to not be in it. But as soon as you leave it, you're like, yo, what, why?
Where am I?
Right. So for me,
Who am I?
So for me, I'm starting to answer that question more.
Right.
Who am I? Because it's like I know how to communicate those things. I'm used to it. It's just about just digging in more and like what is the answer to that question? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, why do you feel that way? And like being okay, and then having this freaking podcast, and then sharing shit that you're like, I feel like I'm oversharing, but it's like, nah, yo, like, just mad people feel the same way.
So in this book, is any of that kind of touched on? I know that I kind of derailed us there and was like, just wanted to chat about that.
What's the question?
Like when you talk about vulnerability, or like, is there any mention or discussion about like male versus female?
Not yet. I haven't gotten to that part yet.
Okay,
No,
so
I
maybe.
Maybe there is.
I'm just curious to see the side that I don't see. So
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's felt really good to just like be okay with
the ugly cry.
the ugly cry, with
How
accepting that
many tissues? Was it like a whole box affair?
Nah, that was like my sweater. Like arm sleeve was all boogies and shit.
Man.
Nah, it wasn't cute.
Okay, so another thing, how have you found? I'll open this up to Alfred too. I don't know about the like. So what I also find interesting about the toxic masculinity thing is a lot of women have fed into that. As well.
Go.
Where, I'm told I need to be stronger as the man, or I'm told that I need to be a provider, or I need to be a money maker.
You're saying women are saying this?
Women, yeah.
Oh, the expectations of women.
Right.
Their expectations of men.
Saying I need to not focus on, I need to not be as expressive of my feelings in that way. I need to just suck it up. All that makes you a man. If you, like, for instance, I was the type of kid, I fell down, I didn't cry. Like, that was just, it just wasn't, because I was kind of taught, like, that's not what you do when you're a man, right?
Yeah.
So when I saw my friends fall down and cry, I was like, what's wrong with that guy?
Yeah.
But, so I'm just curious if you guys, like, had that experience from women just as much as you did from men.
Give me the question again.
So
do you think women prefer more traditionally masculine men?
Yeah.
And if you are not, you don't consider yourself to be a traditionally masculine guy, and you don't live up to those ideals or don't want to, how do you find a partner.
Even
or,
in a dating situation, even too. Like, it was hard to get girls in high school because I wasn't like traditionally dominant masculine energy.
Right. I think there's this is a deep dive we could get into, but I feel like there's a lot of that, like women, like you said, women feeling like they got to kind of turn the feelings off or like dial back on the feminine and like be more of the masculine side. I would attribute some of that to like men being really shitty.
Yes, absolutely.
And like breaking women's hearts over and over and over again to the point where women are like, man, fuck these dudes. I'm not worried about having no man to take care of me. Look, I can take care of myself and I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do, and that's how that goes. But then you talk about, then you go into gender roles and then like, traditional ways of like nobody's really we're not meant to do this shit on our own. So it's like, all right, where does that, if you've been broken enough times, then it's like, all right, I just gotta do everything. So I think that's a sidebar. Obviously, that's a tangent, but off of that conversation, I think that I was very much like you. Like, I wasn't the traditional, like, I wasn't going up and talking to girls in school. No. They didn't come talk to me, I didn't speak to them.
Yeah.
So, but then you realize that intelligence is the key. If you're smart or funny, that's better than, like, bruh, you can be as attractive as you want. What does V say? Being cute is not an accomplishment.
Oh, no.
So, okay, because that's I think what high school taught me was like, people only cared about the fucking outside, man. Then you meet these people, you get those people. These people are shitty ass individuals on the inside. So what? And then you think about like. Then I think about like some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. So a lot of them are heartbroken because they are, who's going for the most beautiful? It's a bunch of dudes
The most confidence.
who usually don't give a shit. Yeah. They're gonna treat her however, and because it's sport. It's a dick. Like, dudes are like, all right, who's the flyest one? I'm trying to get her. All these men are thinking the same thing.
Right.
So the prettiest women always get fucked over the most. Then they be the most heartbroken, and then like, I got theories about that for days, but I think that was another tangent. I don't think I answered Toy's question at all.
What do you think, Alfred?
If you're gonna answer, you gotta come onto the mic though, because we won't be able to hear you. You just be mumbling from the back.
Oh, okay.
See, Alfred said no. That's boss.
That was smart.
Yeah, that's a boss man over there.
I'm not.
Or how do you feel? Shit.
Well, I think you missed a whole side there when you need to ask yourself, how do women treat those kinds of women that are really attractive and up there on a pedestal? And I can tell you, it's like shit. I know. I can think of many women that I know have been treated that way by other women, but in particular, I'm thinking of two girls one that I coach and one that I played with, and they're both literally models, but both literally the sweetest, most thoughtful, kind-hearted people that you would ever meet, and just harassed and bullied constantly.
By other women?
Putting them down, talking shit about them, rumors, and then you got her already feeling bad about herself from other women, and then you get some asshole
who knows exactly what to say,
and that's why part of why she ends up with Mr. Shitty.
Because
that's a whole
they
other.
smell that vulnerability.
Totally.
I knew guys who I played basketball with. These are his words verbatim.
Oh God.
I'm gonna stand here. And I'm going to find the one who looks the saddest, and I'm going to get her. Who's the one who just fought with her boyfriend? I'm going after her.
That is sad.
Yeah.
Like, here for a sport. Like, I'm going to just...
Smell that blood in the water.
That shit is evil, yo. That shit's crazy. I'm not surprised by it.
So...
no wonder. And this shit is happening. People are in university like this. So, like... what happens when you're 18, 19, like that shit affects you for more time than you, and in ways you don't even know.
Right.
That shit is dangerous, yo. That's crazy.
So this will help us.
All that
This
to
will
say,
help us. Brené Brown will help us.
Brené Brown, keep talking about being vulnerable and being open and being, you know, share your feelings, because you need to. What's this being a tough guy? What does it do? It's just eat like, I don't know, like female ego is something different, but male ego is like the dumbest shit ever, yo.
Yeah.
It's like the dumbest fucking shit ever.
This is generalization.
Go.
But like sometimes it seems like the female bullying is more intense in a lot of ways than male bullying. Like guys might just beat you up, call you a couple names.
Yeah.
But girls, like, they really get into that.
It's
It's mean,
They
huh?
get you.
planned.
Oh, very strategic.
Orchestrated.
Very strategic.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Be nice to people.
Yeah.
That's what that needs to have a bow on it and say.
Have empathy,
Yeah.
which
Leads us to our first topic of the day.
first topic.
We kind of went
We're
backwards.
scattered topics. I
Yeah.
feel like this is the big one though.
Yeah, this is the big
Yeah,
one.
this is the juice.
Yeah, this is the big one.
Okay, so for anybody in the hip hop community who is familiar with a young man by the name of XXXTentacion, he is a rapper from Florida. I'm trying to think of the name of his first song. But it was like
Look
Mad.
at Me was the big
it was
one?
like Mad Distorted, and it was
Yeah,
like
Look at Me.
super dope. Look at Me, and then his last single, Sad.
Yeah, that was like probably his biggest.
That would have been 20 years old, a mental health advocate, very talented, and was driving in his car from leaving a bike shop, like a motorcycle.
Said he was shopping for motorcycles. Or
Yeah.
something.
And some people ran up and shot him in his car. Did left him in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, rest in peace.
Yeah.
And condolences to the family, because that's terrible.
Yeah.
And then there's some of the. Okay, so that happens,
Yeah.
and here's the part that I struggle with is, okay, yeah, this person did some things in their past, and like everyone's got demons, but I don't think when a person dies, like that's the time to talk about the shit that they went through. Regardless what it is. Now, people who are familiar with him, he had a few charges abusing like his girlfriend.
So what I'm understanding, he had in the double digits of other charges, but the biggest things that people criticize him for are abusing a pregnant girlfriend and locking her in a room or something. He always denied, and he had multiple cases of this, but he always denied it. So then you had this camp of people who believed him. We had this camp of people that didn't believe him.
Right.
But then he did also have, and then he had a history of saying homophobic things as well, and like other. His music was like super dark and angry and in general.
And that's why I think a lot of the young people gravitated towards him and his music, because it's teenagers.
Yeah, it was a lot of teenage angst in a hip hop. Think of like death metal and hip hop having a baby.
Absolutely.
And it's just all that like mosh pits and people getting bloody noses in the crowd, like,
Which is a clear cry for help.
Yeah.
And this is a lot like a lot of the mental health kind of the issues and conversations that were going on around it was this kid was hurting.
Yeah, he was hurting. Like a lot of his interviews were super disturbing. Like, but then at times he could be very articulate. And when he died, there were people saying the last message he posted online was that he was doing some community service work or something for a charity.
Right.
So he kind of, and I'm hearing a lot of young people, which, you know, young people, I can only take what they say with a grain of salt.
Right.
But they're comparing him to Pac in some ways because they're like, Pac was a very troubled individual who also did positive things at the same time, but
and
I won't
kind
go
of
that far.
and kind of went out as a
And
martyr.
went out the same way, talking about his own death all the time.
So one of the quotes from Triple X, he said, "If I'm gonna die or be a sacrifice, I want to make sure that my life made at least 5 million kids happy." He made a lot of like numerous references to like dying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm probably gonna die, and if I die, X, Y, and Z. And so there's so many friggin' ways we could go.
Well, do we want to start with people that were just bystanders, not reacting, not helping, not calling anybody, just...
Yeah,
Why do you need your own personal copy of the dead man on your phone?
well, this
It's
is
a great question.
This is like, okay, so I walked past an accident a couple of weeks back, and I saw like paramedic. They saw the dude hanging out of his car, and paramedics working
Oh my
on
God.
him, and I was like, damn. And the first thing I thought about was, oh, I should tell somebody that this happened. And I was like, oh, what if I took a picture? And I was like, what? No. I
Yeah.
can't take a picture of that. I
Yeah.
can't film that. That's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
why did my mind go there? But that is what people do, and it's so disgusting. Like, what if this person, I think, came out okay, but like, what if they died? And I was sitting there filming like as for my entertainment. Like, it's disgusting, and that's what happened. Like when I was on Twitter, and I'm just scrolling through, and I see his name trending, and I'm like, uh-oh, that's never good. So I hit it. I hit on it, and I see all of these videos, because there was a bunch of them, of him slumped in his car, and some people saying he's dead, some people saying he's not, some people saying. So this was like before he was even pronounced, because it was like live. I was like, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even want to watch this. But then I was like curious at the same time, like, what's going on? What's happening with him?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm actively I was just disturbed at myself for like being interested in what was happening.
So is it a curiosity, or is it like, I don't even know what else it is.
That was gonna be my question.
Or is it a desensitization too?
Why? Or
It
is it?
seems like a desensitization.
Or is it? I can send this to TMZ and get the bag.
It wasn't just that, because some of it was like the thing. Okay, so the thing that really got me, where, yeah, the guy did a lot of shitty things, or was accused of doing a lot of shitty things, but there were a lot of people actively celebrating this man's death, like gleefully making jokes about referencing lyrics he made in the song. Guess that didn't happen, or making some anime thing. How come? Because he talked about anime, I guess. How come he didn't transform into Goku and blah blah blah? And or then there'll be other people who were like acting like he was the second coming of Jesus, and talking about how, you know, just beyond just being a fan of his music, like almost making him a martyr, like making him a deity or something. And that I found disturbing, because then it also creates this other thing where these young people, like, it happened with Lil Peep a little bit too.
Yep.
Where guys die accidentally, or die violent death, or die by suicide, and they think that this is going to be a way for me to be celebrated. So they continue to do ignorant shit. And Charlemagne, it made me think of what's happening with 6ix9ine and Charlemagne talking about, dude, you keep fucking with gangsters. Gangsters are gonna. What do you say? You keep voting.
If you keep,
someone's gonna elect you.
If you keep campaigning,
someone's gonna elect you.
You will get elected.
So, and then there were a lot of people like, this guy's alive, but 6ix9ine ain't dead.
And did you see 6ix9ine's tweet?
No.
Like, I think I should calm down with the trolling.
Oh,
you know?
seriously? He's see, because these guys, everyone, they keep acting like they can't be touched. But
and then somebody gets touched in the middle of the street.
Pac and Big were the biggest rappers in the world when they got it. So why do these guys think they can say and do anything? And so I was thinking on multiple levels. Like on one level, like he was also actively disrespectful to people that he probably shouldn't have been disrespectful to. So you just never know. It's like no one deserves that, and yeah, all around, I was like, man, human beings are just disgusting. This whole thing is just disgusting.
There are a couple things that tie into that, like, desensitized piece. I think I just read something today about they've now, the World Health Organization has now classified video gaming addiction as a real disease.
I saw that.
So people that would prefer to live their life in fantasy than in reality and actually have, like, problems functioning outside of that atmosphere. Mm-hmm. So that strikes me. Social media gonna get one of them diseases too then. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's coming.
Absolutely. Then I think back to like 10, 12 years ago when I was in high school. I don't know if you guys ever had any of this, but I remember they drove, most of the school out to there was train tracks and like a street that crossed the train tracks, and they essentially set up this fake accident scene, like train accident, where they had like actors covered in blood, like so you like roll in, they roll in buses of school kids to this scene, and they like play out this scene, so like you're witnessing the aftermath of an accident, and people really look like they're dead. And so I remember seeing that and being like, this is really screwy. So obviously you're like, okay, this is fucked. I shouldn't drive my car like an idiot. I should wear my seatbelt, pay attention, one of those kind of like scared straight kind of experiences. But now you've got kids witnessing the real thing, and they're like, nah.
Right.
There's not enough blood and glass and stuff. There's not enough of it. It's fake. It's fake.
Right.
Where it's like, you should probably be a little bit wowed by that. I mean, even when I've driven on the highway and you pass an accident and you see that white sheet, it makes my stomach turn.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, that's not like on TV. That's a real person. Yeah. That's you get that like really nervous gut.
But that's the level of it. Maybe like for some reason, and I don't like blaming young people, but it is a weird desensitization, because for me, I saw that video and it instantly was like, if this guy's dead, I want to unsee what I just saw.
Right.
Yeah.
If
it's like an attachment.
If he's gonna be okay, then I feel better about it. But it's like
you just saw a dead man.
But I just saw a dead man, and everyone gawking at him, and like it's a show, and I've seen him in interviews and be very lively and everything else, and now I'm looking at him slumped, and it was disturbing to me. But for them, it's just a video of a body. Like it just was nothing to them.
But because I wonder, how many times have you seen something similar on World Star?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just sitting up watching World Star, I don't know if it's necessarily video games, because I played a lot of violent video games too, but it was always different. It was like animated, and it's just a game. Yeah. When you played video games, the graphics were they weren't the same. Right. But I mean, I used to, 2 years ago was probably the last time I was in games, so it's not that long.
Okay, never mind.
So, and I only do first person shooters, so like they are all violent.
Right.
But it's different than when there's a real person who had life and talent and a family, and they're no longer going to be able to speak. And I don't understand, but like you said, I think it's the World Star thing, where World Star, you're watching brutal beatings.
Fight videos for 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
Them videos got the most views on the whole damn website.
Yeah. So that would desensitize you to extreme violence. Because it's real violence. That's
the part that is different. Like a movie is different. Yeah. Video game is different. That's
Yeah, it's one thing to watch it and then you see the actor do an interview afterwards.
Yeah.
That, you know, to me, it's, but when you know that that person's not going to get up and do an interview, and that's the other fucked up thing, is that a lot of these people refuse to believe he's dead. Like, so they...
that I just don't even, like, necessarily understand.
Somebody said that he tweeted that this is a music video.
Yeah.
And he's not really dead. And people were calling into radio stations like, no, he's not dead.
Like,
so there's people are addicted to a thing that is telling them lies and they don't know no better. Alfred, this is a conversation we briefly had earlier about the power of Kanye West's tongue and the things he says and the things that some people don't know any better, so they just go with it.
Right.
Some people aren't smart enough or experienced in life enough to even think to challenge some of these things. It's just like, oh, this is the thing I saw and this is what I believe. So, and the younger people get, the more that's all they know. They get the information from the little phone thing.
yeah.
Why can't I feel old talking like that?
I feel like we discover how old we are every week. It's like,
It's just depressing. But the thing is, yeah, somebody that you respect a lot says something, you take it and you run with it.
Yeah.
And if you don't have, we have enough life experience now that we know, I may respect this person, but what they're saying doesn't feel right. So
Right.
I'm going to reserve judgment.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to just say Nas's album is dope because so many other people said it's dope. You're like, no, I'm going to sit on it for a bit and make formulate my opinion. A lot of these people, if somebody they respect said that it was dope, it's dope.
That's it. You're part of the crew. You're part of that. Well, that's even in the book. Acceptance and compassion and like feeling part of a community. And like, yeah, that's all fucking social media is. Ooh, you like this? Ooh, I like it too. Or you don't like it? Ooh, let's be on the other side. Opposite, we can fight with each other.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Get off your phones.
Seriously.
form more of an attachment to people. Like, I feel like there's the desensitized. Oh yeah, we're so used to seeing violence or portrayals of violence that doesn't affect us anymore. But at what point did the detachment from the value of human life really start to kick in? Because I feel like it's more that.
Yes.
It's like, wow, I've seen some really terrible stuff, especially with like wars going on and like that type of like mass violence or the way that we treat people. But to stop feeling empathy towards it is the thing that's more concerning to me.
Yeah.
Because you can also be in shock when you're witnessing those things and so not have a reaction because you can't comprehend what you're seeing, but not to have an emotional reaction afterwards or poor feeling is the thing that I find to be disturbing.
Like the feeling of, because I know people thought this. Well, and he even spoke it. If I'm gonna die and to be a sacrifice, I hope that people learn from it. Can you?
So do you think people are learning from it? If
Bro.
you penned it, what do you...
Yo.
I really don't think people are learning shit from it, to be honest. And that's sad. If what 6ix9ine said is true and he really is going to change his behavior,
Or he could just continuously be a troll.
or he may still be trolling. Who knows? But like, then maybe one person learned something. But
Man.
I almost feel like his death just encouraged more people to wall out, and I don't know. And not that I'm against it. Like, as an artist, I think you should do whatever you feel is right, and I feel like he was a true artist in that sense, where he did just kind of do what he felt. But I do think he went out of his way to antagonize a lot of people. I do think people say...
That was my question. Are we surprised? Are we surprised?
No, I wasn't surprised, and that was the other, like, just the sad...
Which ties into the desensitization.
Surprised at what? Sorry.
that he got shot.
Yeah.
Like...
You know?
That it happened in general.
Is that part of the desensit... Like, is it... Or is that separate? Like, this person talked about these things and like, so, okay, you spoke about them versus another rapper talking shit gets murdered in the street. Because, like, we've heard that song a million times. So, has the music desensitized us to some of this stuff too?
Maybe for some, not for me personally, but I've learned I can't judge other people based on me because
Facts.
I'm different.
Yeah.
But I used to always argue that it didn't because that's all I listened to nothing but gangster rap. I played nothing but violent video games.
Yeah.
But I don't have a violent bone in my body. So, but there are other people who may be more susceptible to these things than I am. So I can't say that. I can't use myself as an example anymore.
When did you decide that you couldn't keep using yourself as an example to base your other people's...
The internet. So when I'm on Twitter and I'm on Instagram or wherever and I see these dickheads who have never been in a fist fight in their life talking all of this big shit, then I'm like, oh, this is because they heard it in a song time and time again. Or this is because they saw it in a video game or in a movie. They don't realize that getting punched in the face sucks.
Right.
Because it's never happened.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And you don't have to punch people in the face because you could just talk shit on Twitter.
Right,
Exactly. Don't you know this is the exact same thing?
Yeah.
Twitter fingers,
I mean,
baby.
you get on Xbox Live as a guy with an accent, they're just, hey, nigga.
Man.
They automatically. I'm like, if this kid could say this shit to my
I
face.
feel like, is that where it started?
It might have. I mean, Xbox Live was wild. Wild.
That's an interesting
almost
forum.
Every time I logged in there, I had somebody saying some racist shit.
Because that shit doesn't get tracked the way your tweets do.
No,
So
it's
you could-
completely anonymous.
Oh, fuck.
Sometimes it's
Yeah.
like a high-pitched voice, so you know it's a little kid.
Just in there going.
Oh my God.
That's scary. Wow. I'm glad I didn't grow up in the time of Facebook Live.
Oh, man.
No, because we're on it.
No, Xbox Live.
Oh, Xbox Live.
Well, I mean,
shit.
Xbox
Sorry.
Live still exists.
Yeah.
So we're in it right now, Terrence.
Well,
right now.
When I was playing video games, I was playing Nintendo 64, okay? So I'm glad that shit didn't have a dial
when you
up.
had really amazing graphics like pointy faces on 007, pointy
Killer
faces and
Instinct.
pointy
Oh,
boobs.
baby. NBA Jam. That's where it was at.
Yeah,
I'm with that.
man, that hurt, man. I was a fully formed adult. Me and my brother playing, and I sucked. And then this kid just be like, "That nigger Action Man sucks. Why is he on our team?" I'd just be like, "Oh," and my brother's like, "It's okay, man. Don't worry about it."
Yo, that's jokes. Action Man sucks. Why is he on our team? You guys is killing me today.
Yeah.
Actually, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't.
Shit. Power of the tongue, baby.
Well, we talk all the time about, and everyone's heard that, oh, be careful what you wish for, and if you say that, it'll come true, and I mean, we always talk about, be positive, put positive things out there, and positive things will come back to you.
Yeah.
And I'd say in our cases, we would all say that that's probably been our experience when we focus on it.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. I would say that.
I think when you talk about doing certain things, you put yourself in certain positions. So could it be accurate that, XXXTentacion
There you go.
That's good.
started finding himself in more of those positions because that's what he spoke about? Like,
I think so.
you just start steering yourself in that direction.
Quick story that I don't. Quick story that I don't know if people know, but I learned this. I learned this on a Snoop Dogg interview with the Breakfast Club when he talked about when the song "Murder Was the Case" when that song came out, and when he wrote that song, he didn't have a murder case, and then he wrote the song. And guess what happened, folks? Snoop got a murder case, so it is real. But like you said, Lauren, I think it's very interesting because as manifestors.
Yeah.
Grandmaster Vision.
Yes.
And
Grandmaster Visioners.
People who see a thing believe in a thing, talk about a thing, talk about it, and talk about it till it becomes real. Listen, every idea I've had over the last 3 years, I've just kept talking about them. Mm-hmm. Guess what happened?
They become real.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them shits. Slowly, took some time. All of them's coming true. So, you're right.
So when you start
works.
putting yourself in that position,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good or bad.
right?
Yeah.
Like a few years back, vision boards were popular, and I did make one.
Yeah.
And
I bet it looks so amazing.
not really. It was.
No.
I didn't really
Okay.
put that
I don't
much
believe
effort
that.
into it, but I'm telling you, I probably knocked off the vast majority of everything on that vision board. Yeah. I still have it, so I can bring it in. But
see it, believe it.
like, yeah, I wrote it down. I said, this is what I want, and most of those things have happened. And like building my house was one of them. So that started this year.
Boom.
So it's crazy how powerful it is. And we talk about the gangster thing. Like Pac did not grow up as a gangster and all of that. He became that during his rap career.
Yeah. Hanging out with Suge Knight and shit.
Right. He started talking about it. He started being around it. He manifested it, and then he became it. And it didn't end well for him.
Yeah, we've seen this story. This has happened.
Yeah.
Many times.
No, it's a sad one. This one's a sad one,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So what we gotta end it with like a
With a happier note?
No, we're not happy. We just gotta bow it some way. How? What is our take from this?
How do we tie this in a
situation?
bow?
Let's work on positive manifestations. I don't know.
I'm down with that. Speak what you want. Positive into life. Make that shit happen. I'm cool with that.
I'm still on my soapbox over here. Go talk to people in real life.
There
Oh
you go.
yeah.
Come on tomorrow night, talk to real people
There you
in
go.
real
That's
life.
There you go.
You know, the ironic thing is a lot of the people I saw on social media who were like complaining about this whole video game disease thing were probably also addicted to social media in the same way that people are addicted to video games. So
It'll be really fascinating to see, like, 5-10 years from now, all the rest of the research is going to come out about this stuff.
Yeah.
and Lauren's gonna be like, I'm glad I never signed up.
Yeah, I really do think that.
Yeah.
I really do think that.
Smart lady. Alfred, since you didn't answer the question that Duane asked you, we need you to ask us a question.
Ask you guys.
You are our listener question of the week, Mr. Burgesson.
Okay.
What do you want to know about us?
What is the number one thing you've learned since you started the podcast? About podcasting.
What is the number one thing we've learned about podcasting since starting the podcast? We have to keep putting these things out weekly. Because I took a moment and stopped and realized that we're only 6 months in. Nothing happens that fast. Ever.
True.
So, the Raw Simmons, man, consistency. You just gotta keep going. So, not that I even so much learned that, but I'm starting to see it. Like, well, yeah, we feel like this is really working, and we just started. So, like, shit, it's gonna. But that's our instant gratification brains. That's an issue with the times we live in now in general. Is we're like, yeah, I have this idea, and it's gonna happen tomorrow. And it's gonna work exactly how I wanted it to happen, and this is how it's gonna be. And that shit is not fucking true.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sticking to that consistency and being vigilant about doing this shit every week. No fucking excuses. You guys? I got another one. Okay, go ahead, Duane.
I for me, it's okay to be wrong is what I got. I used to think that I had to like research a topic before I would speak on it, and I didn't want to I want it to be as eloquent as possible. And now I'm just like, I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm okay with that. And it's almost like if you're wrong, it gives people in the comments or whatever something to debate, and it creates a little bit more engagement too. So
Interesting. Very interesting. It's okay to be wrong. Lo, what you learn?
I think when I first decided to do this, I remember saying to my future hubby, be like, do I really put myself out there like this in this format
yeah,
that I know is like not really going to be censored and not really going to be diluted, and is it okay? And you know, in all honesty, like I asked my boss before I came on, because
You got it.
you know, this is why I'm not on social media. So like my personal stuff is like not really out there for consumption. And you know, if I'm in a board meeting or a meeting with a client, I'm not cursing like a sailor. So I'm like, okay, can I be my real self, not like my business self or version of myself in business kind of thing. And so far the feedback's been really positive. So I'm happy about that. Because that's what I sort of anticipated was, okay, fine, if I'm going to do it, I am just going to be myself.
Yeah.
And my unfiltered self.
Yeah.
So I think I mostly have been that. Maybe it's not like the nth degree of potty mouth that I can function with.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You toned it down a little bit.
But other than that, like, it's all the same.
I think all the moms will appreciate that too, because our moms didn't like our bad languages. But thank you for bringing
really?
that balance. Yeah, all of our moms, my mother, Duane's mother, and Peter's mother, all said, please tone down the cursing. It's not necessary.
It's flavor, you know, it's flavor. It's honesty. It's raw.
Sometimes you need a fuck.
Don't you know that people swear are more trustworthy? That was like
Really?
a Facebook something floating around.
oh, it makes sense.
And can tolerate more pain.
I'd believe
Oh,
that.
okay.
I'd believe that.
I think they're mentally more healthy, maybe.
I mean, I can't.
Just letting it out.
I already lose my hair because of stress. I can't imagine if I didn't use curse words.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make
Come
sometimes
on.
they make you feel fucking good. You gotta use them. I got another answer for you, Alfred. I've learned how to be a host and like a moderator and facilitator of conversation. Cause I don't think I got like when I started this was like I want to learn how to be a moderator and facilitator of conversation. I just wanted to come on here and talk a whole bunch of shit and just get however I felt off my chest and not give a fuck.
Dual purpose. It's a bonus.
And then you realize, wait a minute, there's also this other thing here that's really cool too, like picking up the energy and the vibe and the feeling of a conversation, and then like being able to grab that one and throw the lob to Lauren, and Lauren, okay, cool, and she takes it and runs with it. So I think for me, as someone who wants to, you know, we talk about this all the time. The CBC Global, all them news networks, they need something like this. They need some flavor. They need some color. They need some pizzazz. Because what else do you see on TV?
Pizzazz.
Old and white.
Fancy.
And young and white, but it's a lot of white. And you're telling me that two brothers and a Chinese
And
lady.
whatever you want.
You know what? There is a Hawaiian term for what Lauren is. I can't remember what it is. I heard it yesterday. It was a half Asian, half Chinese, half white guy, and he said that when he went to Hawaii, there were
They
lots
had
of
a
people
word
that
for
looked
it.
like him, and they had a word for it.
Well, see, if I was black, it'd be Blasian. So I don't know.
Okay.
You don't want to be
The
black
term that
woman.
I've been told,
Don't trade
for
your,
my case,
Don't trade.
it's not a sexy term. It's a chonky.
What?
Chinese honky.
That's terrible.
Isn't that awful?
That's terrible.
A chonky.
A chonky.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll be mad.
Malaysian at least sounds good, but that just sounds
Yeah. Chonky sounds
Yeah, I know.
really
right?
unattractive.
Yep.
Chonky. Don't call anybody that. That's mean.
Not cute.
No, but that's good. Like, there's a good point. Like, keeping the format together is important, and someone
Remember
who's
when we didn't have
facilitating
one?
that. Yeah.
We just
Was it just a ramble?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I
just-
should listen to the early ones.
people still like them.
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
it was raw.
Yeah, it was it was great, but it was us just doing whatever we thought, and I think that's the coolest part too, is the learning, just the learning in general, like, you know, having to come here every week, and like everybody's got tasks, and like people got to do certain things, and like even within the show, people kind of got their own tasks, and people got to do certain things. So like building that and just watching it blossom, because the show is so new. It's working. We're at the center of all things happening in this city, and we're the young future of this city.
Are we, or is this another sport bubble? I wonder.
Uh-oh.
I wonder about that sometimes.
What do you go?
I'm not trying to pick us right back up as we're trying to close this down.
Go.
So maybe,
Go.
but we talked earlier about how when you're in the volleyball world, you're in the basketball world, it's like everybody knows each other. This is what's happening.
Right.
Here's who's hot for the minute.
Yeah.
You know, here's who's killing it. And you feel like this big important person in this tiny little bubble. And then you get outside of the bubble and you're like, who am I? And then you rediscover these other networks. So sometimes, and I don't care if this is true because it's fun what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, oh, cool. But am I just making this new small bubble within which everything feels like a huge win? When to the outside world it's just this tiny little thing. And then I'm like, probably, yeah. Do I care? Nah.
Yeah.
Because I think the results are going to be wider spread than the bubble they're currently contained
That's a
in.
fact.
Where in the world of sport, that bubble doesn't get bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It stays right there.
Yeah.
Even if you make it to the pinnacle
Yeah, that's
of
it.
that bubble,
That's it. Then she pops.
it's its own thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just kind of like where my brain has gone.
That's a very good point, an interesting comparison, because I think about that at my day job, where people don't seem to know anything about this Duane that's outside of Dow.
Yeah.
But then, okay, so I'm at a retreat on Friday for work, and one of my coworkers is like, "Oh, by the way, I listen to your podcast." And then I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. And that's what I think it is, like, more than anything, is I don't think we're better than or cooler than. I just think that we're doing.
And I think we're just doing the stuff we want to do,
Right.
I guess.
And us leading the example of, Alfred, we had this conversation, people who have jobs and they do things every day and they hate it. And I think we're an example of, and into whatever capacity, doing whatever types of things, is we're finding as much time as we possibly can to devote to doing the thing that we really love doing, and we're living our fucking truth. We're being ourselves. And us being ourselves and living our truth is showing other people that, oh, that's what that looks like.
We should start a recovery program.
Listen.
Steps to re-loving your work life.
Do you hate your job?
Are you looking for a new opportunity?
You guys sound like you're on air personalities, or like you do talking.
Shoot an infomercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you need to put that in your resume.
Seriously.
You should be doing.
Voice
You
work
should
artist.
be getting the bag
What,
for the voice,
infomercials?
for whatever you can use that sexy voice for. Somebody will pay you to. Mike Tanner said he would pay to listen to you read the phone book. So
Why? I'm not going to go there.
That
I think he
sounds
said
like
We got a
some-
phone book the other day, and I'm
you could
like,
have said
why?
dictionary. Dictionary would actually be good too. I would love to hear
What
Lauren
words?
read the dictionary.
Oh,
What's the word?
man.
Commemorate?
Oh shit.
Well, listen, if anyone knows it, chonky, oh my God.
Chonky in the dictionary.
Chonky.
That'd be
Oh,
great.
jeez.
Oh fuck.
I gotta look up that word too.
Look at
I
that.
don't... What, chonky?
No, the other one that
The Hawaiian word.
the Hawaiian word. It was like a nice sounding word. It
Oh,
wasn't-
okay.
Good. Good.
The other term I've heard is exotical, which is like...
come on.
It's like not a nice term,
Don't
Yeah.
apparently.
don't call nobody that shit.
Yeah.
Learn from Lauren. it's offensive.
Yo, you guys need to give a shout out to Andy Hines. He just won a Cannes Lions.
Oh, snap.
Say what?
Cannes Lions for Andy Hines.
What's Cannes Lions?
It's like a world-renowned award for artists.
Oh shit! Congratulations to Andy Hines, Nova Scotia's own.
Amazing.
Yeah, man, winning shit. We haven't even
And what
heard
about
of.
the guy on MasterChef?
Yeah.
Andy's East Coast
really?
Kitchen.
Yeah.
You guys are saying he came. Well, he's in the finale. Runner up. That's amazing.
From the dark
Yes.
side,
Yes.
dark side of Dartmouth.
I need to go eat his food because.
Oh,
You telling me that
I live on
Scotians
the
ain't
dark
out
side.
here getting it?
you know what?
Says who?
Got to give another shout out to a Scotian.
it.
Trouble Andrew. So when I was in Vancouver, I was fronting in the. I was they got a Gucci store, so I was in the front. Came in with my T-shirt and shorts or whatever, because I was like, yeah, whenever you come into a store like a Gucci store with all the confidence in the world, dressed like this, they're like, who is this
who
guy?
that guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, this Brooklyn guy's got money.
Yeah, he paid.
I came in like yeah, you know. So I started talking. This woman in a suit and gloves offered me a glass of water, took me on a tour around the entire store.
Shit.
So I started saying, hey, you know what I'm interested in? I'm interested in that Gucci Ghost. You got some Gucci Ghost? And she's like, oh, yeah, we do. And we started explaining the history of it and blah, blah,
What the
blah.
hell is Gucci Ghost?
So this guy from here, named, he goes by Trouble Andrew. He's the Gucci Ghost. And he got an official collaboration for Gucci,
I see.
based on him like doing this Gucci Ghost tag all over the place where he went. So
Got it.
he eventually got so much notoriety that they were like, oh, I'll bring him in.
Let's hire this guy.
So
See, create your own job, folks.
There you go.
right,
Whatever you want.
yeah. So
Go paint it somewhere.
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, that was a tangent, but yeah, shout out to him. Just
Much love to the Scotians.
Nova Scotia.
Much love.
sorry,
He's from Nova Scotia.
he's from Nova Scotia. Yeah.
Much
Very cool.
Much love to the Scotians, man. We out here. Where do they find you at?
artpaysme.com. Art pays me on Instagram and Twitter.
Boom. Artpaysme.com. I like artpaysme.com. Lauren.
P4G.ca, at Placemaking4G on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and at CommonGoodSolutions.ca and at CommonGood4All.
Bang, bang. Watch TTM on Instagram, TerrenceTaylorMedia.com. I'm off another week of personal
You are?
Instagram.
Man, you were struggling last week. It was like day 3, and you were like,
Because I was like, yo, I feel like
but my numbers, though.
I feel like I should be promoting this podcast. I'm like, I feel like
know.
I should be posting about it. I'm like,
Good for you.
nah, yo, I can't. I need sanity. You know how much more shit I got done not using Instagram last week? Just put it down, just for a minute. See what happens. See, maybe your life will change a little bit. But don't put it down before you go follow CTN Podcast on Instagram. We on Facebook too. Like I already told y'all, YouTube, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Facebook. We got the full episodes, video version, YouTube and Facebook.
Oh.
Most importantly, go Duane.
No, there's the best of awards for the coast that have been announced, or the voting has started.
What?
So you can vote for best podcast.
Yeah, yeah, you can.
So I can't forget to tell people to do that.
So we need to put the link somewhere
gotta
in
find
this.
that.
Yeah, so we'll put the link somewhere in the description. So check out the description below.
Allison Saunders, rig that for me, would ya?
Hook it up.
She's the deputy editor at the Coast.
Yes. There you
And
go.
also helped us out at tryouts, so shout out to Allison.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's a volleyball player too?
Yeah.
Okay.
My network of volleyball ladies is
Okay.
very strong.
Good.
Okay.
Good. Make sure that you also download the podcast on Apple Podcasts, because that's the only one I didn't say, but that's the one that's most important. I will tell you again, if you haven't subscribed and you haven't downloaded the Change the Narrative podcast, get to your Apple Podcast, get to your Stitcher, get to wherever the hell you listen to podcasts, wherever you listen to content, wherever you consume it. We're there. I need you to be there. I need you to listen. I need you to watch, because we're
Join
here.
the party.
Listen, don't miss out.
We have fun.
We're having epic moments here. We're having real life conversations. We're keeping it 100, like that little red emoji on the Instagram. 100. We 100. Keep it 100. You ever hear that
And this
song?
is why you need a keyboard, so you can record your own
That's
sound
what I'm
effects
saying, yo.
and just mix them all up at the
There's a
same time.
soundboard.
Just
We
be
might
like,
we might have to bring a soundboard in here. I'm just saying, it might be kind of fun.
I really want to, when I'm in front of this mic, I really want to rap.
So spit some bars and take us out the show.
I can't. Ew.
My name is Duane and I'm on the mic. It's 10:17. So good night. See y'all next week.